KOGO News Time 411.
Day tripping in San Diego can take you to the beach, the mountains, and the deserts all in one day if you want. Jack Brandis is the author of Joyride Guru trips, which are interactive ebooks doing quite nicely on Amazon since making their debut last month. This follows his bestseller from 2003, Weekend Driver San Diego. And Jack joining us now on the KOGO News Live Line. Jack, thank you so much for coming on today.
Glad to be here. Let's take a ride.
All right, let's take a ride. What are some of the places we need to take a ride to, especially if you're new here or maybe you've been here a long time, but you're used to it and you just don't go out and find new places?
Well, I just had lunch today with my attorney, and her and her husband this weekend want to go up to Cuyamaca. She is from here. She has lived here her entire life and was looking for a different way to go to Cuyamaca. Well, my Curbs, Dirt, and Cuyamaca ebook will give her a different route to get up there to the beautiful Cuyamaca State Park. It's a little dirt road section about 8 miles long that you can take in an SUV, and they've got a Honda CRV, I think, that'll work just fine for them. And they'll have an exciting, fun, new weekend here in their hometown.
So, Jack, how does your books guide us around the county?
Well, the neat thing about Kindle is if you have a Kindle pad or the apps that run on smartphones or tablets, is that everything is self-contained there. So I'm going to give you some history of the routes, plus turn-by-turn directions, and a map that you can look at. There's also a link to Google Maps, but as you backcountry in this county, there's no data service. Your cell phone might still work for voice, but that Google Map isn't going to work because it depends on the data coming into it. So I can get you in there and get you out, give you all kinds of little tidbits, places to stop and look at, and really enjoy the road.
Now, I have some family coming to visit me, and the first place I'm going to take them, of course, is Hodad's. But beyond that, I have to find a long list of places that they want to see. The hidden gems, but some of the mainstay stuff as well.
Well, when you go to Hodad's, then you can shoot up the 5 and then come back down the North Coast, which is just one of the most beautiful drives in the country, through Oceanside, Carlsbad, Leucadia, Encinitas, Solana Beach, Del Mar. My drive will give you some great places to look for views, some places. There's one of my favorite donut shops in the whole county right along there. You want to take them to someplace they won't expect, go up to Pala Road, go past the Pala Casino to the little town of Pala, which is like an old mission town. It's the only mission, or one of the very few missions in California that's still operating and has been continuously operating since it was built in the early 1800s. And then you go up to the observatory at Palomar, one of the biggest in the world, a very famous Palomar Observatory. There's pine trees up there. It's a beautiful area. I do have 2 drives out in the desert. It's going to get a little toasty out there right now, but they're drives you can take on an SUV or anything with high ground clearance, as long as you don't get stuck in the sand. Or there's the folks at the Pantera Club here in San Diego, if you're familiar with the Pantera sports car, that they said was their favorite, which is Cowser Canyon Road. And it goes north from where Lawrence Wells Village is, north of Escondido, through some twisty, curvy mountain roads up there on the west side of Valley Center.
Now, I got to ask you, Jack, and be honest here. Have you ever gotten lost and said, uh-oh, this may not be the road I'll put on the map?
Well, I've been doing these drives for 15 years for the UT.
Yeah.
And I have transitioned from paper maps to digital, but I always take my paper map with me. And I make sure that people aren't going to get lost. They're not going to have to go on a private road. And if I get out there and it's just a little too squirrely, I'm going to leave that out. So I'm going to scout the area for you, and for $3, $2.99 on Kindle, or free if you're a Kindle Unlimited member, you can download this drive and take off.
Now, Jack, is each drive a separate book, or is it one big book that has all the drives in it?
Each one is separate. So I have 6 up there now. The one I'm working on for number 7 is Old Highway 80 out between Jacumba and Alpine. And this way I'll be able to add to them. That's the great thing about the digital world, is I don't have to have a publisher to print 10,000 copies and sit in a warehouse someplace. I can update them and I can add to them as they go along. And for, $2.99, it's less than most people pay for a cup of coffee.
Jack Brand is the author of the Joyride Guru trips, which are interactive ebooks doing quite nicely on Amazon since their debut last month. Thank you, Jack.